everybody, I am Tiffany, and today I'm doing another movie review. Dun 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 movie review. I really wanted to sing that song because it was in the movie and it fit, and it gave me an excuse to, and I love that song. So there you go. I did it. My life is complete now. Before I go any further, no, this does not correspond to the movie at all. I felt like wearing a dress and a jean jacket. You know what? This is comfortable. So deal with it. Off of my outfit. Thank you for joining me today. Like I said, I'm doing a movie review. This isn't one that was requested or anything. It actually just came out in theaters, and it was playing at my theater, in the Dolby Theater. And I was like, OMG, I have to go see it in the Dolby Theater before it's not in the theater anymore. Because Spider-Man is out now, so it's not in the Dolby Theater anymore. So I'm like, haha, I saw it before it left that theater. And the movie I'm talking about is Baby Driver, starring Ansel Elgort, Kevin Spacey, ton of other people as well. Just an amazing cast overall. Hopefully you've heard of Baby Driver because it has been getting nothing but rave reviews. It has been doing really, really good. It's been doing really, really good at my theater at least. I know it's not a requested one, I'm sorry, but I promise I will do a requested one next because I have a couple recorded on my DVR that I'm so excited because you guys requested. I know, that was creepy. I'm weird. I absolutely loved this movie. Totally worth it. If you haven't seen it, go see it. It's super, super cool and stylistic. The music is top notch. I love the music in this. Oh my gosh. I fell in love. It was so good. I was like jamming out in my seat. Like, let's go. Especially when that Tequila song came on because that's just a really good song, guys. It's a good song to dance to. How can you not? It is a very action-packed movie. I'd say reminiscent of Fast and the Furious. It deals with cars, so that's probably why. For those of you who want statistics, it has an 8.3 out of 10 on IMDb. It is on the top 250 IMDb movie list. It is number 130, which means another movie was bumped. I'm apologizing to that movie again. Logan did this to them, and now Baby Driver's doing it to them. Movies are just getting bumped left and right. It's really sad, but you all are awesome movies. Don't cry, it's okay. I still love you. Totally deserves to be on that. It's super, 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 super good. I don't know if it's going to stay there or not, but right now it's at an 8.3, and it's not dropping that much. I don't see it going below an 8, because it doesn't deserve to go below an 8. It's a really good movie. For those of you who want a synopsis, so it follows this main character named Baby. Yes, his name is Baby, and he's been coerced into helping this crime boss, who happens to be played by Kevin Spacey, into being the driver on all of these crime mission things, which that's not a good job to have. It's not a good job. Stuff ensues, madness ensues. There's a little bit of romance in there. He always listens to music, which is why the soundtrack is so good. Like, while he's driving, he listens to music. Dramatic in a couple parts, but not really. It's not like anything that'll make you cry. It's definitely a more lighthearted movie. Not completely laugh out loud comedy, don't get me wrong about that. But it is on the lighthearted side. It's not going to make you cry. It's not going to be like Logan that makes you depressed, okay? For those of you who want the actors, it has Ansel Elgort as Baby. I'm apologizing again if I pronounce names wrong. There's Jon Bernthal. He is from Walking Dead. He is Shane, if you've seen Walking Dead. He's so good. Jon Hamm, Mad Men. Hello, it's Jon Hamm. Lily James, Kevin Spacey. Just a lot of amazing, awesome people. Jamie Foxx! I almost forgot Jamie Foxx. That's sad. Jamie Foxx, you're awesome. This movie, I will say, definitely was different than what I expected it would be, but it was still really, really good. I'm gonna go ahead and jump into spoilery section, so sorry to all you non-spoilery people, but I do suggest you leave now so you don't get spoiled for this movie. I love you all though. Don't go drive really fast for crime bosses, okay? That's not a good thing. Thank you so much for joining me on Spoilery People. Goodbye! Dun, 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 dun. Spoilery section! So the very opening sequence is one of my favorites. It was clever and awesome, and it went to the beat of the music, and that was so cool. And the very opening sequence I'm talking about, of course, is the first car chase that you see him in. Him barely avoiding running into different cars, and all the while the music is playing, and it fits perfectly with the chase. And then that part on the highway where there's those 3 red cars, and he switches under the tunnel, that was genius. I loved that. I was like, that's really cool. I don't like what you're doing, but that's really cool. And I think I especially liked that scene because from then point on, that's the only time you really see him at his absolute best. And the other ones, they show how good he is at escaping and everything, but stuff kind of goes wrong. So it's not like this perfect getaway like that first time. And you automatically get introduced to the characters. Of course, you get introduced to Baby, who's Ansel Elgort, who's always really charming and funny and has that nice, likable quality about him. Love Ansel Elgort. And then you get introduced to some of the crime people, John Bernthal, John Hamm, who's Buddy, and his wife Darling. Just all of these different crazy characters. It was so much fun to watch. John Bernthal, he was only on screen for a few minutes, but I still really enjoyed his characters. I just love John Bernthal. He's so great to watch. Like, even in Walking Dead, he's so great to watch throughout it. He just keeps me on the edge of my seat. I was really sad he was only in the first part of the movie. And I was like, can we bring John Bernthal back, please? Because he's really awesome. Por favor, with the cherry on top. And then, of course, you get introduced to Buddy and Darling. I loved those two characters so much. I know they end up being the absolute bad guys, but I absolutely loved them. John Hamm, he's like John Bernthal. He's just so much fun to watch, whether he's a villain or not. Buddy and Darling were the two nicest criminals out of everybody on there, and the most sane, though Darling is still really, really crazy. So is Buddy, but in different, calmer ways than everybody else here. I kind of didn't want them to die, so it was this weird complex, because you want Baby to win. But I liked Buddy and Darling, and Buddy's really nice to Baby throughout this entire thing, and kind of bonds with Baby. So I didn't know if that was going to be more prominent throughout the movie, or if that was just kind of a moment. There's that moment where he sees Baby listening to the headphones, and he comes over and asks what he's listening to, and they kind of have a little jam session together, and it's this really sweet moment, and it kind of makes you forget for a second that Buddy is a top-notch criminal that should not be messed with. I don't know how to pronounce this actor's name, so I'm not going to try. It's like Asa Gonzalez. She's just so much fun to watch. Oh my gosh. Like, I mean, John Hamm and John Bernthal, I already knew. I was going to enjoy it because of them. Darling was so much fun. And I know it's weird because she is very maniacal, manipulative, but she just had this cool, calm, and collected demeanor about her, sassy. It was great. I know they're all villains, but I loved every single character in here. Jamie Foxx even. That is really crazy. His character was annoying, but again, so funny at the same time. Of all of them, he had the most comedic timing elements in there, because Jamie Foxx is Jamie Foxx, and he's just awesome and kicks butt and everything. But he's definitely the one villain in here that gets on your nerves the most, and you kind of agree that he should go away. And then you have Kevin Spacey, who is like the ultimate crime boss in this whole entire thing. I really, really loved him and Baby's relationship. It's this mutual bond in a really weird way. Now, for a very long time throughout the movie, I didn't think Baby really felt it as much as Kevin Spacey's character did. I couldn't tell, because it really gives off that vibe that Kevin Spacey is really using him just to use him because he's really good. And that is part of it in a sense. He wants Baby to stay with him because he is a really good driver and like his good luck charm in a way. But there is a bond between them that they do acknowledge in there, and I'm really happy that they do. At the beginning, you find out that Baby is in debt to him because he tried to steal Doc's car, who is Kevin Spacey. And Kevin Spacey was amazed by Baby's skills. He dragged him in this crime business and said, you were going to do this for me so that you can pay off the debt you owe me. And tricks Baby into believing that he is going to be free after this last ride. And of course, that's not the truth, because it's Kevin Spacey, and when Kevin Spacey's the bad guy, he doesn't go away that easy, I'm sorry. Because of that, I really thought that Kevin Spacey was using him and didn't really care about him in that sense, and Baby didn't really like him, but you do see at the end that they do have this weird bond, and that even though Doc has forced Baby to stay in this crime business and help him with all of these heists and everything, they still respect each other in a way. At the very end, Baby goes to him for help. Out of all people, Doc does help him in some capacity, not well, because you know the ending, and I liked that bond between them. I liked that mutual respect between them. And then you have the little romance between Baby and Lily James's character, Deborah. That was really sweet. I really liked it. They had good chemistry and everything like that. I think the only thing I had with this relationship is it was really, really quick. They go on one date and then he's in love. And I get that it's a very fast-paced movie, but I do believe that there should have been a little bit more build-up, because she does a lot for him in this movie, if you think about it. Like, she basically almost becomes a full-fledged criminal for him. And then luckily, he's the sweet, smart, sensible guy that's like, nah, you don't belong in this world, sweetheart. I'm gonna get arrested so you don't get involved in all of this. And I think it kind of deals with me saying it earlier how this movie was different than what I thought it was going to be, because my thought process after seeing the trailer and all that was that of course he was going to be involved in this crime, because the way the movie worked was that in the first half of the movie you see like these two heists that he does. He thinks he's out of it, but then Kevin Spacey stalks him basically and tells him, haha, you're not out of it, joke's on you. And he joins up with them for one more crime basically, but he sabotages it. So the whole second half is him trying to sabotage and get out of it instead of doing all of these other crimes. And the way I thought it was going to go was maybe it was something where he was forced in it or something, but I thought Lily James's character, Deborah, would somehow get involved in the crime ring. I thought they would become like Bonnie and Clyde. And they almost did, but not completely. Because it just didn't go the way I thought it was going to, but it was still really good. But it was a quick transition, and I just wish the transition would have been a little bit smoother. It was really sweet in the car when he was like, I don't think I'm good enough for you. And she's like, don't you dare think that. I was like, aw, that's so sweet. I like their relationship. I do like it. Just a little too fast. Tiny bit too fast. Stylistic wise, this movie was so cool. Like, the music in every single scene was on point, and especially what I loved is that whatever was happening during that music, it matched the music. Like the tequila one, that was so cool to me, because what happened was that when they break into gunfire and they're shooting at everybody, the gunfire is going to the beats. And I'm like, this is genius right here. You can tell it's going to the beats. And that's what happens in almost every single scene. One of the final scenes when they're having those multiple shootouts, all of them go to the music that is playing. And I think that's so cool. I was having so much fun. That's what made it lighthearted. Where if you didn't have that and you had different music, it could totally be super duper dramatic. And you're just like, do. Yeah! I like wanted to buy the soundtrack. I need to get the soundtrack. I don't have it yet. I know, that's so weird, right? It was just really stylistic and really cool, and I loved it so much. Probably, if there was anything I would have wanted, it's just a little bit more of these really awesome car scenes. Again, like I said, you have the first one where he's flawless, basically, and then the second one he does, it's a cool escape, but he gets beaten up a lot. Like, I would have loved to see, like, maybe one more scene where he's truly getting away. Because even the last one, when he's running all around and everything like that, he doesn't get away. He gets beat up pretty bad. And even when you think he gets away, the police catch him. But I will say I did like the choice that he wasn't a complete villain, and that he was forced into this, and that he is a good kid caught up in a really bad situation. Because it definitely makes the character more likable and relatable too, and you feel for him more. You feel for him. And him, like, protecting his foster dad, protecting Deborah. That scene in the diner when they're all sitting at that table and Deborah comes to serve them and they're just eyeing each other, that was nerve-wracking, because Bats is right there and Bats is crazy. If he finds out that he knows Deborah, that's not gonna be good. I really liked how intense that was. And you just had scenes like that. Like the scene with John Hamm when he's in the cafe with... All of them take place with Deborah. When Deborah is in danger, the way they do it is awesome. Because it's not like damsel in distress, like gun to her head and everything. It's just subtle. The fact that all of these criminals are sitting there and Baby is looking at her like, don't come over here. Or the fact that at the end... You know, the cops are all at the place, and Buddy's just sitting there having a cup of coffee, and Baby's right there waiting for him to do something. It's just these really intense moments, and of course the soundtrack makes so much of a difference. Like, I think that's one thing I found really interesting about this movie, is that it could be completely dramatic if they really wanted it to be. It's amazing how much the music impacts that. There are scenes in there that if they put in more dramatic music to it, that it totally would have changed the whole style and demeanor of this film. I really enjoyed it overall. There's not really much more I can say. It's just so awesome. Go see it if you haven't seen it. Even if I've spoiled you willy-nilly right now and you stuck through to the end, still go see it, because it's one thing me talking about it and it's one thing watching it. It's very lighthearted throughout, so if you're not looking for a super duper serious movie, you can definitely choose this movie to go along with it. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it, and I promise I will try and do a suggested movie next time. I have a whole list of them that you guys have suggested, and I have some on my DVR and in my pile. I need to get on top of those. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful day, evening, afternoon, whatever time of the day you're watching this, and don't forget to be awesome. Don't drive super fast cars, please, unless you find Baby. Ansel Elgort, you're awesome. Alright, have a good day. Goodbye! Aww.